Hello everyone. As some of you may suspect, I have grandparents and I also sometimes visit them. And my grandma has some wooden chains and tracks and destinations. And so whenever I'm here with her for more than just a few days, I often build a little layout with the pieces she has. That's also what I did now, and I thought it'd be nice if I showed this little layout because it's not something I do. Because due to the amount of pieces that she has and the variety, I'm not really able to build anything super special. So my layouts tend to have two or three similar styles that I almost never diverge out of. But this time I did something a little different by basically combining two of those styles by making basically only half of what they would normally be and investing the other half of those pieces into the other style. So yeah, without any further ado, I'm probably going to start now. So the first style is basically the checks going this way over there. Uh, Usually I don't really push those checks over here to the left because there needs to be some room for my grandma to walk. And so it has to be here by the furniture so that there's still room. So normally this type of layout is long and not very wide, but it always starts the same. It leaves out of this shed and then it goes to this nice little station. It's a really nice piece with two levels, fits perfectly into the switch, and I like it a lot. Over here we've got Rebecca pulling the express, Daisy the diesel rail car, and Kenji. I brought Rebecca and Kenji with me because this is my first time having them on an actual layout that isn't just some pieces of check on my table. And I really wanted to test them on a layout like this, and yeah, it's been really cool. Rebecca and Daisy's lines, they merge again. And then it just turns out this engine and its coaches, these all stay here at my grandma's. Some cool pieces here with the middle two pieces. That coach and that van look really nice, and I would like to eventually have my own copies. And that engine is battery powered, by the way. But the line just turns around, then goes back up here so that Kenji can also use the platform that's here. That works out always really nice. Then it goes down here over this crossing. And then it goes into basically the second style, which is over here between a bed and a chair. And usually, when I have more pieces available, it continues over here under this table, and you can see that part of the layout I've already shown. But again, because I didn't have many pieces available for this part this time, I was only able to build this. So yeah, as I said, the line goes this way. Here we've got a little hill, and we've got a handle pulling Scruffy, the Giggling Troublesome Tracks, Hector, and the Soda Line Caboose. These four tracks, they are the most common consists that I would use whenever I was a kid, and I felt like bringing them back for once. And I also added a Soda Line Caboose because you need a caboose at the end of the train. And yeah, I know it's not accurate for a handle to pull Scruffy and Hector, but I didn't have many engines here, so someone had to do it. Then the line again turns around. Here we've got my 1996 Thomas with Annie and Clarabelle. And we've also got this nice little station. It's really nice, and it's supposed to go here, which is why there are these magnets. But I tend to use it somewhere else so that way I can have two destinations instead of one, which I think is a cool thing that you can do with this. It's really better than having it be permanently stuck to that thing. And then the line again goes to this crossing. If you go right, you reach Duncan's line, or should I say Beo Duncan's line, Beo Duncan moment. Beep beep. Yeah, really cool item. I bought him and Sir Handel for the same reason as I bought Kenji and Rebecca, which is that I wanted to play with them on an actual layout. He's pulling some cargo cars in my custom Cora, a really beautiful piece. And if you take Duncan's line, that gets you back to this part of the line. And if you don't, you get back to where we started, or into this shed. This was built by my late grandfather, and it's a really cool piece because it's so big and also really nicely detailed. There's even this thing next to it, which is cool. And there's also these grooves for the checks, which also fit perfectly with these two switches. And yeah, if I had more pieces, more switches and such, I would also put some checks here to the other parts of the shed, but unfortunately I'm not really able to. But this is still really nice. I like this shed a lot. I'd also like to use it maybe as the Soda Steamworks, or maybe Tinmouth Sheds. And it's named Hostivas after a subway depot in Prague where I live. And I should also mention that these supports, they were also built by the same grandfather. And finally, we have Stefano the Super Cruiser, because if I'm going somewhere for a longer time, I just have to bring him with me. He's my precious. He also has a nice little new accessory. Very nice. And there's also TCC Diesel, the Adventures version, which is why he's stuck on Stefano and not anywhere else. Yeah! And yeah, that's about everything. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you the next time.